So in today's video, I'm just going to touch on the top three pillars that you can focus on right now to improve your health. They're ultimately quite simple, but when you truly focus on them in the correct way, it's going to have a huge impact onto your day-to-day life. So the first one is obviously the diet. So if you're currently just overweight and you're out of shape and everything's hurting, your knees and all that, like what you have to realize is that this is probably the biggest needle mover for you. When you start focusing on your diet, then ultimately the exercise and the just the way you're going to sleep is going to get better. So when you want to, what you want to do with your diet is you just want to just stack up small wins in the beginning. So a lot of people they do these extreme elimination diets, but the thing is with the extreme elimination diets, what you're just doing is you're just putting an unnecessary amount of pressure for you to just lose it within a set amount of weeks. Say for example, you're trying to lose weight and you're like, oh, in 6 weeks I'm going to lose 10 kilos. Like, what are you even trying to do to yourself here? Like, that's pretty much torture. And obviously, like, I don't know, like, that's a little unrealistic. Maybe you want to lose like 5 kilos in 6 weeks. That's more feasible. And but that's not the point. The point is when you gradually eliminate the what you're what you're trying to lose, that's when it clicks. Like what I'm trying to say is when you just gradually eliminate what you're not the bad things that you're eating and you take note of it and you celebrate the small wins in the beginning, that's going to motivate you to keep trying to lose weight. And another thing in relation to your weight is the value systems that you have. So if you don't really value your health, then losing weight is going to be a hard job. If you value other things over your health, such as material things. Let's say you're stuck in a job and you're not really liking it, and but however you value the money over how you feel in your overall vitality and your wealth, then ultimately you're gonna neglect what you're putting into your body, and you're just gonna focus on other things. So that's what you have to do. You need to realign your values as a person, and that's gonna greatly contribute to your weight. So if your health is like if you right now your health could be at like 5 out of 10 out of your values, and then you just switch it up to saying, you know what, I want to prioritize my health because I really value my health and I cherish the way I feel on a day-to-day basis over any material things. If you start thinking like that, that's going to have a deeper motive into fixing your diet. So yeah, and the diet, it's not really that difficult to get a like understand what you need to be eating. Obviously, everyone has a different body type. For example, some people they don't tolerate gluten or whatever, so you need to tailor it to your body and what works for you. Some people they'll do a paleo diet, for example, or other people they'll want to operate through a vegetarian diet. But as long as you're not eating like too heavily processed foods and you're cutting back gradually, that's going to really help. So yeah, the second thing that's going to really help you with your overall health is your exercise. So when you're exercising, this greatly improves like your heart and the functionality of your heart. So you're going to just be feeling better overall on a day-to-day basis. So when you start working on your exercise, like there's obviously you can do cardio based exercise, you can do resistance based, and so when you're just working on exercise and you're doing that, that's going to have a great contribution to your work. So your health. So the third thing is sleep. So this is like what most people neglect as well, the sleep. So if you have bad cognition and bad attention, when you start improving your sleep, say for example you're sleeping like less than 5 hours a night right now. So when you start sleeping on a consistent basis, like between 6 to 8 hours, that's going to greatly improve your health. And yeah, the sleep is very underrated. The way you can start boosting your sleep is by optimizing your sleep hygiene, and you know there's certain things you can do such as using blue light blocking glasses, taking magnesium glycinate, or you could like use a weighted blanket and various other things that you can do, as well as like changing your subconscious programming. that's also can impact your sleep. So ultimately, when you optimize those three things, your overall health is just going to skyrocket, and it's not going to be overnight. It's going to be built on the foundation and your habits and how much you want it. So, but if you really focus on those three things, like your health is actually going to go through the roof. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll just leave you with that. Hopefully, you took something from this video.